Subhanallah, subhanallah. You know what is more humiliating than this, Piers Morgan? What is more humiliating than this? Right on your shoe, you were humiliated, you were embarrassed. You couldn't even answer just a single question asked by Brother Mohammed Hijab. And this is because when you stand with injustice, you would end up not being able to defend what you stand for. And this is the case of Piers Morgan. Morgan has chosen to stand for what is not right, what is totally wrong, obviously wrong. And you can't tell me that this guy doesn't know history. And seriously, I've noticed something very strange with, the interviews that these guys have been conducting, these media houses have been conducting. Whenever a Palestinian or a Muslim comes on the show, the very first question he'll be asking is to condemn the Hamas attack, to condemn what happened on the 7th of October. But then these Israeli or pro-Israeli or whatever, they don't get to have similar question. They don't get to be asked to condemn the acts of, the acts of the Israeli government or the acts of IDF. These guys have been doing this for over 75 years, but none have been asked to condemn any of these acts. Well, perhaps what they think is, Israel is only trying to defend itself. But it's quite funny when you say the aggressor is trying to defend itself. And please watch this beautiful, analogy given by Brother Mohammed Hijab regarding Israel only trying to defend itself. Let's watch.
Let me ask you a question. How could it be that an occupier is defending itself in the first place? The notion that Israel is defending itself is as absurd as the notion that the rapist is defending itself from the victim. Because Israel is the occupier.
You haven't asked me.
Hold on. Excuse, let me finish. Just let me finish. An occupier by international law definition means that they are already in an offensive posture. If they're in an offensive posture, if someone brings you to Piers Morgan, grabs you by the thing, throws you into your bathroom, yeah? You're in your bathroom, you're screaming and they're eating food, having a good time. One day you come out of your bathroom, you try and fight one of them, who's defending who from who?
Mohammed,
who is self-defense? How can you self-defend when you're occupying? Answer me this question.
Let me speak now.
No, but answer the question.
Let me speak.
Answer the question first.
Fine, I'm going to speak.
Yeah.
Let me answer.
Yeah.
Subhanallah, what a beautiful analogy. And I really commend him for that. Try to put yourself in their shoes and see, what you will think. It's like someone, an armed robber coming to your house, and when you try to attack this person, then this person would, hurt you, then later claim self-defense. What are you self-defending? You are the aggressor here. You're not self-defending anything. Rather, you are the aggressor. And this is who the Israelis are. You see, I understand the fact that these guys are only trying to please their masters, but then it's becoming obvious that, these guys are lying. It's totally obvious. Look at the 40 babies beheaded. Look at the rape that these guys were claiming, but no evidence were shown. And later, these guys retracted their statements. Quite unfortunate. And what's sad is some people still believe this. And when you try to disprove them, they would say you are anti-Semite. And this is not to say Hamas did this or they didn't do that. All we ask is, bring the proofs for us to be convinced that yes, they really perpetuated these acts. And to be clear, Islam condemns the unjust killing of anybody. Unjust killing of any. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, "Man qatala nafsan bighayri nafsin aw fasadin faka'annama qatala an-nas jami'a." And this is subhanallah, this is really interesting. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, whoever kills a soul, unless for the soul, or for corruption, for example, adultery or ma ashbah dhalik wa ghayri zalik, فَكَأَنَّمَا قَتَلَ النَّاسَ جَمِيعًا. It is like he has killed the whole of mankind. So this is Islam condemning, killing, the unjust killing of anybody. Talk more of, killing of women, babies. This is totally condemned by Islam. The Prophet ﷺ condemned the killing of women and children, the old, the disabled. So whoever intentionally targets this sets of people, then we condemn that act, irrespective of it coming from, the Muslims or other than them. We condemn that act. In terms of war or not in terms of war, Islam has prohibited targeting specific kinds of people. And in fact, we don't even target places of worship. And I said this in my last video, bringing a verse from the glorious Quran. But this is not the case for the Israelis. And they believe, in fact, from their books that they don't care about any living soul. Even the animals, the life of animals, they don't even care. They don't care about nothing. So when their leaders shamelessly come out and say that, okay, this is exactly what they want to do. They want to flatten the whole place. And we've seen people from the West cheering these guys up. People like Jordan Peterson, Ben Shapiro, and they are like, these guys really and intentionally wants to inflict the greatest damage of all time on the people of Gaza Strip. And these are people that half of its population, over 2 million, half of its population are kids, are children. You see, there's a lot to say, but then I would call it a day. But then I say, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.